Hello and welcome to episode number 4 of Delusionally Audacious. What is that?
I had a little brain fart and I was like, is it really 4?
She's like, how do I make a number
And I
4?
was like, 4. Yes, 4. Hello, everybody.
Isn't that crazy? 4 episodes in.
4.
It kind of feels like we've been doing this for a lifetime and at the same time have never done it before.
Yeah, I agree with that sentiment. This part is getting easier. The tech stuff is a nightmare.
Literally just setting up my audio just took us 45 minutes. And it's the smallest, little, easiest thing in the whole world.
One button.
But if you know anything about me, it's that technology hates me.
And
maybe I need to rewrite that script.
We're a couple states away, so me being
That's
able
true.
to help you when that happens, I'm very limited.
That's very true. But you do the best you can, and honestly impressed.
Thank you. I try, you know.
God bless FaceTime screen share because that's a game changer.
Saved our lives.
It saved everyone's life.
Probably.
It is a lifesaver.
A lifesaver.
What has saved your life recently, Katie?
Cold medicine. Cold medicine saved my life.
Are you still sick?
I have a little lingering something. A little that just won't
something.
let go. A little.
Ew. It's just obsessed with you.
It is, and I need it to disappear. But at this point, now it could be allergies. I'm a chaotic girly when it comes to allergies. I don't really take allergy medicine because I don't like how drying it is.
What are you allergic to?
Air, grass, pollen.
Being alive.
Being alive. In Arizona, we don't have allergies, and then I came here where there's trees and living things, and get a little
gross.
Yes,
that is something I'm very fortunate to not have any allergies. Well, I mean, I have so many food allergies, but
air allergies.
Externally, yeah, I'm not allergic to grass. Except I think I am. I think my only external, I don't know, outdoor allergy, I think I might be allergic to pine.
That's so unfortunate.
However, since being in Colorado, I've been completely fine whenever we go into the mountains.
So the only just Missouri pine?
Well, the only time I notice it is if I'm like when I set up a Christmas tree every year, I break out in hives where the tree touches me. So maybe there's chemicals sprayed on trees. I don't know.
Like a pesticide, maybe?
Yeah, and maybe I'm allergic to the pesticide because I'm fine when I'm in nature. It's literally just if I set up a Christmas tree, I'm allergic to it.
My assumption.
But I think it's pesticide. And it all goes back to pesticides.
All of it.
Literally every problem we have, pesticides.
Microplastics.
Oh. Are you the type of girly who takes the plastic straw or do you take the paper straw? Do you change the world or do you not?
I hate a paper straw.
They
loathe.
Literally the scum of the earth, and they're loaded with chemicals that actually are so harmful. You're drinking wet cardboard.
No, thank you. Couldn't do it.
And it tastes like it, too.
It does. I don't mind the bamboo straws, though.
I prefer a metal straw.
Oh, impalement if you're in an accident while drinking.
Well, I thought you were going to say if I got angry at someone. Yeah, that too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, vengeance. Built-in weapon.
Vengeance is not mine. Praise the Lord. Okay, Katie, how are you? Give us your life update.
I'm doing better. Last week, guys, I was sick. Took me out for a week. First time I've been sick in 3 years. 3. And I think it was just a virus, but I also had a fever for 3 days. Solid fever, 100, 101.5 kind of
Dang,
deal.
girl.
And something I've learned as an adult is a fever instantly gives you body aches.
Yep.
Which meant I didn't sleep a lot for the first 3 days.
Yikes.
So that was miserable. And then the most miserable thing was I didn't see another single living soul for 5 days, and I thought I was going to die.
That's wild. I literally went 9 hours without seeing someone yesterday, and I thought I was going to go crazy. I was like, I need human interaction.
Yeah, 5 days. I watched so much TV, everything on YouTube, anything on Hulu, all of it. Amazon Prime, Paramount Plus.
What was your go-to binge show?
I just kept finding like series and binging them. But when I didn't know what to watch, I go on Hulu, Mary Tyler Moore. Because
I don't
there's
know what that is.
Mary Tyler Moore's TV show. The
No,
Mary
what is
Tyler
that?
Moore Show.
What
Mary
is it?
Tyler Moore. As if I keep saying her name, you're gonna get it.
Okay.
She's a comedian. I don't know if she's still. I think she's dead. I don't really know if I'm being fully honest.
Okay.
It's from the 70s. It's like a sitcom.
Oh.
Yeah, and there are
Cool.
like a bajillion seasons. But yeah, thought I was gonna die. And then
What were you like dreaming about while you were sick? Like the feeling of like, I can't wait to do this when I feel good again.
oh, being around people, anything anything with people. Also coffee.
Oh,
I got sick and forgot to purchase coffee before I got sick. And so
forgot to purchase coffee before you got sick.
Well, like that day before where you're like, ooh, something's off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to wake up in the morning and feel like absolute shit.
Yeah.
So garbage. So I went to Target, bought the stuff. DoorDash was my friend. One of my friends also brought me like food.
That's sweet.
When I'm sick, LOL, because I'm gluten free, but I always crave Panda Express chow mein specifically. Every time without fail.
I feel like we've talked about this before, but being a female, pregnancy cravings aren't just during pregnancy.
No.
We have hard cravings our entire lives. I'll just wake up and be like, I need a burger stat. And it's all I can think about for 3 days.
And my body like will not move on. You might not even be able to eat the food that you cooked and prepared because you're going to take a bite and it's going to be gross.
My gosh, this just reminds me. I had the most delicious meal a few days ago. Are you ready for this?
I feel like I'm going to have food envy, but yeah, go.
It is so simple. So on the topic of chow mein, it reminded me of my kimchi. And my roommates, it's a tradition that whenever they make a batch of kimchi, they have this kimchi meal. Literally seared steak. That's like medium rare, so pink and juicy. Our fresh kimchi, wonderfully seasoned rice. You put it in these lettuce wraps with these like different types of soy sauce for the top. I literally wanted to cry the whole meal. The whole time I just sat there with like tears in my eyes, like hunched over my food like a little gremlin. I was like, this is the best thing I've ever had. I could eat it again right now.
Right now, my body says I need it.
I literally just got full body chills. That's how good it was. I love steak. I'm a red meat lover.
Last night, I went to there's a person on the team. He's Brazilian. So we went to his house, and him and his wife, they made us a Brazilian spread. Picanha. Have you ever had picanha?
No, what is that?
It is steak, and it is like
my mouth literally just started watering.
It's a Brazilian thing. It is some of the best steak I've ever had.
I literally feel
so
emotional. If I won the lottery, you would not know, except I would eat like a king.
You would have steak and eggs for breakfast every day.
Literally first of all, I'd probably just hire a cook. I'd be like, great, I'll never have to cook again. Literally never make me cook again.
With a spoon for me.
No more cold ground beef for me. I don't have to live on a budget anymore because I won the lottery.
In a quart to go container.
Literally, my roommate asked me the other day, she was like, why do you eat ground beef and rice every day? And I was like, because it's an affordable meal.
Because it's
why
carbs
do you eat
and
what
protein.
You do? Yeah, I'm like, and then I just eat blueberries every once in a while. Bam, full diet.
Done.
If someone actually looked at like the nutrients in my body, though, they'd be like, you're a little deficient. But it's what I can afford. Thank you.
But now you're getting vegetables because kimchi. So
I'm gonna eat kimchi after this episode. It is my hyperfixation. I could eat it breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I hope it doesn't go away for you, honestly.
I don't think it will because it's been a full month now of me eating it.
Okay.
Which, I mean, I've always loved. Why do I always want to call it dehydrated? Pickled foods.
But pickled purple onions slap.
Pickled purple onion.
Pickled purple onions. Pickled purple onions.
That needs to be said 10 times. Pickled purple onion. Any other life updates besides being sicky?
Started my side gig training. Went really well the first weekend.
Do you have a favorite student?
Well, I only met one, so it wouldn't be fair. But he's pretty awesome. He's like the sweetest. He is precious. And I hope if he ever hears this, he doesn't get offended that I called him precious. But he truly is precious.
Who could be offended by being called precious?
I don't know. Men are weird? Question mark?
One time I had a cat and her name was Precious. I was the only person that loved her.
It's giving that.
My little precious baby.
But no, that's it. While I was sick, I had an existential crisis, but
I thought you were about to say an exorcism.
It's a Gannat. Get away, Gannat. This is crazy. I had an existential crisis, not an exorcism or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to say.
Where because I had 5 days of doing nothing, I questioned my whole life, as one would once, you watch enough TV where you don't ever want to turn on the TV again.
Did you come up with any plans?
A few, and then reassured myself that we are making practical steps, but I'm the type of person that likes consistent results or tangible results. And I'm in more of a season where I'm building. And so it doesn't always look like you don't always see the results immediately.
There's not an external outcome all the time.
So what about you? How's Colorado? How's your life?
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you asked. Okay, first update is my nails are bare.
You're still a natural nail girly.
So this is Havala in her rawest form. I'm a nail biter. And today I bit this nail so deeply it started bleeding. I know. Anyways, one day I'll be able to tap my nails again, but today's not the day.
These look bad, but
they are a little crusty.
Yeah, I tried to file off some of the leftover acrylic. People are gonna judge me. I filed this one down a little too much and see the dent.
Yikes.
But then I said, you know what can fix all of this? Just slap some nail polish on it. No, made it look worse. Made it look way worse.
Yeah, that's never the solution. We all learned that the hard way.
So I learned that. Anyway.
I would love to have long nails. Well, actually, I was going to say I would love to have long nails again. However, I am enjoying my short nail girl era. Even just because the gym is a lot easier. Everyday life is a lot easier with short nails, let's be honest.
It's true.
So even when I'm at the gym, lifting weights or practicing handstands, it's so much easier not having claws. My other life update is that I went paddle boarding for the first time last week.
First time?
Faint memory of going paddleboarding once, 7 years ago, but I can't remember if I went kayaking or paddleboarding. Either way, wasn't that memorable. So we're going to say that this was my first time.
Okay.
And it was absolutely amazing. It was literally in a little valley of mountains, and it was a beautiful day. So I tried doing a handstand on my paddleboard, miserably failed, fell off.
Oh, did you do any yoga poses on your paddleboards besides?
Didn't even think about it. I was so hyper fixated on doing the handstand that I was like, this is the one thing I have to conquer today.
That's fair.
So frustrated that I could not do it. I've actually started training my handstands on one of those half balls in the gym because it is my goal to nail a handstand on a paddleboard by the end of the summer.
Okay, I did see that story on Instagram and I was like, why? But now I have the backstory. I was why is she all of a sudden deciding, yes, I'm going to do a handstand on the half ball?
First of all, you have to remember that the gym is my playground. I literally was having so much fun. Working your balance on an uneven ground is so good for you. Monday nights, I work on my hip mobility and my handstands. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to work on my handstands on this ball today. And it was hard. I was getting very frustrated, but I was also literally having the time of my life. Literally from the first video to my last video, already dramatically more improved. And I also I think people get really shy filming themselves in the gym. However, I love it because you can look back at your progress and your form. So even for me, looking back at the first video, I was like, oh, my form was terrible. No wonder I'm not even able to get my legs above my head. So that was super helpful.
That's true. Form matters. Form really matters.
Form really matters.
Form really matters.
If you take anything away from this podcast, know that your form really matters.
Really. Otherwise, you won't be able to do a handstand on a paddleboard ever.
Literally ever. And if you can't do that, then who are you?
Who are you?
The scum of the earth, obviously.
A little
Um,
worm, obviously.
Literally a worm. Other than that, my life update is that I started a new K-drama and
Oh,
I'm only 2 episodes in.
okay.
It's not as good as Crash Landing on You. It's literally the cutest K-drama ever, and nothing will ever compare to it. And it's a harsh world that it was my first one because now everything else is just
Yeah.
boring.
Nothing else stacks up.
My newest life update is that I am determined to get Lululemon to sponsor me. I want to be a Lululemon athlete so badly, which is ambitious of me because very rarely do they sponsor just like even just influencers. They pretty much only sponsor like Olympians or
If
like
Hannah Berner and Paige DeSorbo can get it done.
literally Hannah becoming a sponsor for Lulu, I was like, I have a chance. There is literally a shot for me in this world. If I can look back years
Gave
from
you
now,
hope.
let's say 2 years from now, I'm sponsored by Lululemon. I can look back and be like,
would
Lulu,
be
I literally
amazing.
stocked your shelves in a retail store, and now I'm sponsored by them. What a story. Hear me cry, Lulu.
Hear me cry, Lulu.
It's like the hear me roar, but it's like,
Yeah.
no, just hear me crying.
Just please.
Literally just please.
Just please. Well, you might have a chance because you are an actual yoga teacher. You know
Well,
what
I'm
saying?
an athlete.
Yeah. Sure.
I'm
No,
I'm literally I think
you are widowy an athlete.
I'm literally an athlete. I say that to people. I feel like we've talked about this before. I say
We
that to
have.
people. I'm like, I'm a professional athlete. And they're like, what? And I'm like, I literally get paid to be fit. Isn't that a professional athlete? Like, no, I'm not kicking a ball.
Or hitting a ball or throwing a ball. No balls
However,
are involved. Well,
literally no balls are involved. Walked into the gym yesterday. I worked such long hours yesterday on just like content creating.
oh, okay, good.
And I literally worked from like 10 to 5:30 straight working on my website, trying to get
I'm
everything
proud
up
of
and
you.
running. It was so much, and my brain was fried by the time I got to the gym. So much so that literally going into my parking spot, I hit the curb, and I was like, oh God. Oh no. My brain was dead. But then after I worked out, I was on like cloud 9. I was like, I could conquer the world. And I literally was like, what if this was just like one of my little pipe dreams. I was like, what if I actually quit dancing and was recruited for a professional sports team?
What sport would it be?
And that's what I was thinking through. I think I could be fast if I worked on my sprints, but I'm just like not great at running, which kind of eliminates things. And I hate volleyball and I'm short, so like literally no. So really
not
the only
that.
sports that are available for me would be like soccer, but I feel like I'm too old.
No.
A pipe dream of mine is to play cricket. Is that what it is, where you're like on the horse?
Isn't that is it polo?
Oh, that's polo. You're right. That's polo.
Cricket is like the flat bat. That's like baseball, but not.
Cricket is
Yes.
when they have those little birds. It's like tennis, but with the birds.
No, that's badminton.
Oh my God. Why are there so many sports?
But another thing I was thinking you could do, I feel like you could be a gymnast.
Oh, I would love being a gymnast.
I
I
feel
could
like
be a wrestler.
Okay. Weird flex, but okay.
Imagine
You
me
can be a
in a
gymnast.
wrestling
I could be a wrestler.
I'm like, you know what? Actually, I'd rather be a wrestler. It's because, oh my gosh. So my friend and I, my roommate and I, downloaded Hinge. This is the lore. This is my Colorado lore. Okay. So we downloaded Hinge and created a dual account to find double dates this summer.
Oh, how's that going?
I'll get to that.
Okay.
She has never done online dating before. So I had to like sit her down and I was like, listen, sweetie, this is a different world.
This isn't true love right away. Or maybe ever.
Online dating is like everyone has their guard up, everyone hates it, and usually you see the worst colors first. Okay? We've been talking to so many guys. It's ridiculous. And literally most guys, their first response is like, what if I just want to take out both of you? Or like, I bet I could handle both of you. And it clearly says in our profile, like, we're not swingers. We're not looking for a trio. We're literally looking for double dates. Okay.
Have a friend.
Literally, do
Just
men
one.
have friends? That's all I'm asking.
I guess not. I mean, a brother, a cousin.
Brother, I almost said father. Father. I'd actually rather not erase
That'd be
that.
crazy.
But literally, most of them are like, you guys seem like the coolest girls. Sadly, I have no friends. I hate to tell you this, sir, but that's a red flag. You don't have friends?
Do you have people you online game with?
Are you sad? Yeah, I think they are.
That's why maybe they're on Hinge. Oh, I saw like a comedian talk about like all the dating apps, and they should just round them all up and call it what's left.
Okay, first of all, that's been a joke for a long time, and
I know,
it's hilarious.
But that's what that was giving. Your summary.
Here's the thing, though. What we need is everyone who laughs at that joke of like, it does feel like what's left. Those people need to be gathered in a room because those people are the funny ones, and that's what I'm looking for.
Fair enough.
I'm just looking for someone who can giggle. Okay, that's all I want. Not asking for much. I'm a simple gal.
Just, giggle, enjoy the gym. We'll get along swimmingly.
So we haven't gone on any dates yet. We have a few potentials. There was one that my roommate was like, I want to go out with him on a solo date. He was literally low-key like dreamboat. If this actually worked out, this would be crazy. Her type to the T.
Oh.
Except he was a gym bro, which she's not typically in, but it like looked good on him.
Okay.
And then my guy was my guy to the T. Literally stunning man. And in his profile, he had a picture of literally stunning. He had a picture of him dressed up as, I get firsthand embarrassment thinking if he ever watched this, which like in what world would he ever see our podcast episode? But anyways.
Sir, if you're seeing this, hi. She thinks you're stunning.
Sir, if you ever see this, you missed out on the love of your life. Okay, so on his profile for Halloween last year, he dressed up as Fiona from Shrek. And instead of saying his actual hometown, he said Duloc was his home. I'm literally crying laughing. If you know anything about me, it's that Shrek raised me.
That is top tier. I'm literally at a loss for words at how genius and hilarious that is.
First of all, what I know is that he's a good-looking guy and that he has a sense of humor. Do I need to know anything else?
No.
So I messaged him that my new life motto is that I'm a princess by day and an ogre by night, based off of Fiona from Shrek.
And you've been saying that.
And I've always said that. Literally have never said anything else.
I've always been true to Fiona. Myself.
I've literally always been an ogre. So I almost sent him the video of me as Nacho Libre from last Halloween, and I think I should have.
You should have.
But long story short is that he coaches wrestling. And
you definitely should have.
And I'm assuming he like coaches for like a high school team or something, but it's made me think about wrestling this last week. So that's why full circle I said maybe I could be a wrestler.
Like a WWE wrestler like
imagine me, like the little corner of their little square. Imagine me launching myself off of that corner and
no, I can see it. But in my head, all I see is the Nacho Libre version of you. And I think it's still pretty great.
I only see the Nacho Libre version too. I don't see a world in which I would actually be good at it. It would be a joke. It would be like, the baseball team, the banana whatevers.
Oh, the Savannah Bananas.
The Savannah Bananas who like sing songs and plays baseball. If I could do that with wrestling where I would sing songs and wrestle,
I think you'd be great at that.
It kind of gives me the ick, but I would do it.
I'm not into Broadway or plays, but I would go watch that.
Literally, it sounds actually like a terrible experience, but I would go at least once.
Yeah, I would go. You mentioned working hard at the influencer stuff.
Yeah, so it's my goal to become it's my goal to become an influencer.
Full-time content creator. Specifically.
So specifically my goal is to become a full-time content creator. So I want to be an influencer myself. I would literally love that as a full-time job. I also would love to do content creating for brands, which is called UGC.
Yeah.
user-generated content. So I've been getting my website for UGC up and running so that I can start pitching myself to brands, and it's taking literally forever. It's been a huge learning curve. However, I've enjoyed every moment of it. And then for like my personal brand, I'm just still learning. One, I'm learning to be cringe. It's hard to grow as a person, and it's hard to grow publicly.
Yes.
So like having everyone see my growth going from like crappy content to like gradually getting better. At first it was like really embarrassing that I was like, "Oh my gosh, what are people going to think?" And then I was like, "Why?" Which you hear this from everyone who content creates where they're like you eventually get to this point where you're like, "I literally can't think about what anyone else is thinking." And the only people who criticize you are people who are doing less. Like anyone who's actually out there busting butt themselves is not going to criticize you for trying.
No, they're too busy.
So they're too busy busting butt. So why does it matter? So I think for me, I've just been going like whenever I create content, I think if it in my mind, I'm like, does it align with my core values? Which my core values online will be like a little bit different than my personal ones, but still pretty similar of like I want it to be honest and I want it to be funny and I want it to be ambitious are like my top three. And then
Yeah.
another thing is like I want it to be a place where people can like find like peace where they'll like come to my page and be like, oh, that was like refreshing watching like her content. So if it's not within those four categories, then I don't post it. But I feel like it still feels very spastic. You look at my page and you're like, is this girl obsessed with herself? It's just a bunch of selfies. And I'm like, actually, yeah, I am.
Actually, you caught me.
You literally caught me. I'm obsessed with myself.
But you caught me when I'm Fiona by day.
You caught me princess by day, but if you wait, you will catch ogre by night.
If you stay tuned in, you will see ogre by night.
Ogre version of Havala is camping Havala.
Which you gave people a sneak peek on your stories.
I did.
Of ogre Havala.
Yeah, I need to wear my space cat shirt while camping this summer, and I think that would fulfill every dream.
I was going to ask if you brought it with you, but that's a stupid question. Of course you brought it with you.
Considering I wear it to bed every single night.
Yes. I know. I know. That's why I said, that's a dumb question. We know the answer.
This shirt is literally from a camping trip that my friend group took like 7 years ago, and we all bought cat shirts to wear on the trip. And it was my friend's shirt. And I literally said, you bought that shirt and you gave me this one? And then I took her shirt and I've had it ever since. And people make fun of it all the time. But here's the thing. I was watching a movie recently on Netflix and one of the leads was wearing my Space Cast shirt.
That's insane. Because one, you got that how long ago?
Like 7 years ago. He was like, from London, and I literally was like, is that shirt circling around London now? Like, am I an influencer?
Did I start a fashion trend in London?
It's literally from Walmart.
So probably yes.
So absolutely yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Katie, what are you excited about in life right now?
I've been trying to get excited about things in life right now.
You're feeling a little down in the dumps?
A little down in the dumps. A little dumpy. I am feeling a little dumpy. I think I was / am still a little burnt out. Burning the candle at both ends a little bit.
So what did you reflect on? What are you hoping to change or?
One of my dreams that just feels so out of reach for me would be being a Grammy-winning producer and also going on tour as front of house for a headlining band, a sold-out tour or something. Those are two things that I really want to do, and also be an entertainer of some kind. But they're just things that I'd really, really like to do, but they also seem really daunting, right?
Mhm.
So I was just like, how the hell am I going to make this happen? What the helly? What the helliante?
What the helliante?
I was like, how? Reflecting on like some smaller practical goals of like getting certain certifications that I know are really beneficial if you're in like the live sound industry, continue practicing with like mixing projects, like for recording and stuff. A couple of like my goals that are like attainable within like I think reasonably the next couple years is get certain certifications, which I'm actively working on. So I'm currently taking a course because I was like, I'm sick. I've got nothing else to do. Let me do this. Another goal that's like a 2-year mark is like finding a place where I can like start building some kind of like mixing studio. What are like little steps I can take now practically that like could point me towards that trajectory?
Well, proud of you for. It reminds me of what's that book? The one that talks about like habit stacking.
No idea. Habit stacking. Sounds intimidating if I'm being fully honest.
Atomic Habits.
Oh, okay. I've listened to like the first 2 chapters.
Okay, so you need to finish that book.
Okay, it's in my Audible.
Because Atomic Habits is talking about what you're talking about right now too, of obviously has to do with like habits, but you can correlate that to goals of, okay, here's my massive goal. Yeah. Let's retrograde to what does your everyday step look like to make it to this massive goal. That book changed my life. It's so good. You should definitely read it.
Ooh. Okay.
Ooh, that's good. That's good. What is your like very unattainable dream?
My unattainable one?
The one that like feels unattainable.
Being an entertainer.
Like a comedian?
Yeah. Because I've never done like, I'm not like an actor or wasn't a theater kid. And not that like you need those things, but like they help. I've never taken an improv anything. So
I don't think that matters. I feel like a lot of comedians literally just people told them they were funny and then they grabbed a mic.
Yeah, probably. Because I've done like music industry more so. Not necessarily like the other side of the entertainment industry. That is my dream.
You could just bust butt, win a Grammy, in your Grammy speech, make a bunch of jokes, and then that starts your stand-up career.
And then drop, oh, you can't drop the mic. Tip over the podium and walk away.
Game plan. That's your life plan now.
There it is.
You're welcome. My dreams.
Yeah, tell me about them
right now. My goals right now are pretty simple. Physically, I would like to be able to pull up into a handstand from laying flat on my stomach. Not there yet.
Pretty simple goal.
I've been working on it for a long time, but I've never created like a plan. And now I have a plan that I'm working on. So it's going to happen. Yep. My second goal currently is to become an influencer. Loser. My second goal is to become this is the type B personality.
I'm like, why are you counting this way? You're American. 1, 2.
Do other cultures count this way?
Yeah. I feel I don't think open. But I think like this.
People do it closed.
they do it closed. But you're like 1, 2, 3. This many's. Okay.
However
3.
Many. 4, Katie. This is how you say 4.
Again.
So my number 1 goal is the handstand. My second is to become an influencer. My third is to become a full-time content creator. And my fourth, along with content creating, I want to perform. So my like dream life.
Okay.
My dream life is performing and content creating. That is my dream life. Right now, I would love to content create and travel. That sounds like amazing. However, I have been getting the itch for a script again. Oh my gosh, if someone could give me lines immediately, I don't want to sing. I'm okay with not dancing. No, don't make me sing. I don't want to sing.
Don't put a mic in my hands.
Have you seen that Saturday night skit that's like, I don't want to sing. Don't make me sing. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
Okay, great.
But it's fuzzy.
Otherwise, I was going to kick you off the pod. Someone give me a script immediately. I need to memorize lines and I need to perform. What is that?
I was giving you a script.
Oh,
it's a thin one, but.
That is a very thin script.
1-page read.
0 plot line. Those are my short-term goals, which are still short-term goals. Those are still pretty hefty goals, but I would love to gain momentum with content creating.
Yeah.
Soon.
Well, I mean,
the goal.
I don't think it's so outlandish, right? Like you have.
I don't think so either.
You have people helping you. So
yeah, that, and then big dreams, big like audacious, dare I say, delusional dreams that I have.
Yeah.
One day I would love to act in a featured film. I don't really care if I'm the lead or supporting actor. I really don't care. I just want to love being on set.
Fair
I
enough.
love memorizing lines. I want to be a part of more projects that I'm proud of. I've been a part of a few projects that I'm like sincerely so proud of, and it's just such a good feeling. Really, my goal in this season is to start living a life that I am passionate and excited about waking up to,
Yeah.
which living in Colorado has started that for me. Like
Good.
yesterday, I literally woke up at 6 a.m., unheard of, not a morning person. I think I'm going to do a series about becoming a morning person because it is painful for me to wake up in the morning. However, I enjoyed every ounce of my day.
Good. I will say I currently have a job where I have to be a morning person. It really does. I feel way more productive. That would be a crazy series, though. I walked into work. I had not uttered a word to a soul because I live alone. Praise God.
Mm-hmm.
And I walked in and they're like, "Hey, Katie." And I was like, "Hey, hey guys." And they're like,
The
"Whoa."
dude morning voice.
Yeah. They're like, "Whoa." And I said, "Yeah, you got my first words of the day. You're welcome." Then they roasted me. It's fine.
Yeah, I just don't really speak before 9 a.m. I don't have my presence is enough, and I don't think you want to hear what I'm thinking early in the morning because
Ooh,
it's
I
usually
really-
kind of aggressive.
Yeah, I do. I really do. Like, I want to be like a third party and watch somebody who doesn't know you ask you a question when you've only been awake for like an hour and just watch you.
I'd probably just look at them and be like,
I would
That's true.
sit there and giggle to myself for like 5 minutes and they would be like, "What the hell's your problem?" And I'd be like,
I don't know. So basically, all that being said is I'm
Yeah.
rebranding my life and I'm trying to figure out how I can wake up and be excited to be alive every day. I
Yeah.
saw this quote today that I just laughed at that was like, if you feel the need to move, you're not a tree. And I was like, I love that. And it's not like move states or even
No.
necessarily move jobs. It's like just re-navigate, figure out a new
Start
routine.
new rhythms.
Find
Become
a
a
new
morning
hobby.
person.
Full circle, become a morning person.
Become a morning person. Yeah,
So,
I think that's amazing. How do I build the life that I want? Guys, listeners, friends, how are you? How are you doing that?
Peons, peasants,
Peons. No,
losers,
no, we want them to be our friends, Havala.
besties,
Besties. How
the
are
girls
you?
and the gays, the boys too. That's fine.
How are you guys pursuing that? Yeah, I think that's awesome. I think people should, start new rhythms. You don't have to do anything drastic, become a morning person, or just, switch your job. Run away.
I think a reminder too, in these crazy times, finding the little things that bring you a lot of joy is a necessity.
Yes. And that is what I learned while being sick. That was my existential crisis. I said,
Yep.
I am not doing enough little things that really fill my cup. And I need to make new rhythms. I'm not a tree.
Yep. She's not a tree. She can be moved. Okay, Katie, where can people find us?
Hey, everybody. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Amazon Music. You can also find us on TikTok, Instagram, that is the most active, or YouTube. Like, follow, subscribe, comment.
Watch the episode all the way through. Feel free to send us your feedback, your
We love it.
comments, your questions, your fan mail, your love letters, whatever. That's all, folks.
Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Should we say we out at the same time? 3, 2, 1. We out. Okay.
I was staring at myself.
3, 2, 1.
We out.
Wait,
Oh,
still that's
okay.
terrible. 3, 2, 1.
We out.
Okay, so
that's
that's
the
terrible.
best one.